What up, everybody? I am DJ QBall, and this is Conversations with QBall. You know what I'm saying? And man, listen, y'all. I got one of my favorite artists in the building today. You feel me? Give it up for Ace Watkins, y'all.
What up,
Man,
what up?
I appreciate you being here, man.
No doubt, baby.
Man, I appreciate you. So look, we gonna dive right on in, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We just gonna dive right on in, for real. So look, first off, coming soon, you know what I'm saying? He got a joint called Higher. I just want y'all to know that when this joint drop, it's gonna be the #1 song in the country. I'm telling you. Trust me, mark my words on this, all right? So, let's get on into it, man.
Take it, baby. We're #1. We'll take it.
So look, for those who might not know, who is Ace Watkins?
Well, Ace Watkins, some of you guys may know me. I've been, around in Chicago for a long time. From out west, I come up just like every other singer in Chicago, doing the local talent shows, all the local Joes, singing at the Clegg, the E2, and all that kind of stuff from back in the day. Okay. But I really made my mark once I actually got on with the group Public Announcement back in 1998, 99. And, man, just kind of kicked off from there. And, man, it's been a beautiful thing ever since then. And, just really branching out now, trying to do my, solo endeavors and, did some things before, but nothing to this level. I think this is something that's going to be transformational for myself. So I'm real excited about it. So for y'all that don't know me, you can check me out online. You can, for those of you that do know me, hopefully this is going to be something that you like. Just kind of really bringing back some old school, but not old school, old school, new school sounding stuff. So, hopefully, y'all check it out and you can rock with me.
Man, listen. I'm glad you said, like some old school, new school sound.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you something, man. And I want to say this early, before I forget. But I told you this on the call, you know what I'm saying? And I said that the lane that you in right now, you are in by yourself. And the reason being is because you singing to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? When we got the dudes singing to the dudes and we got the women singing to the women. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you in the lane all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you bringing that real R&B back. You know what I'm saying? You bringing that that grab the air R&B back. You feel me? you bringing that back.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I love it, man. I love it because this is what's needed right now. You know what I'm saying? So, moving right along, man. What moment or person made you realize you wanted to take music serious?
I would probably say my grandfather and probably my uncle, because they was the ones that really exposed me to music. And my father, I tell people all the time, my father, sitting inside my father's car with him, waiting on my mom to come outside of Goldblatt's or Woolworth or wherever it was way back in the day. Yeah. And my dad just be sitting there, feet up, smoking a square, listening to Isley Brothers and, man, all kind of stuff like that, man. And it stuck with me just listening to him sing that. Okay. Then my granddad, he used to be part of this group, and every summer I would go down south to Mississippi, and then my family down there, they had this family group, and they'd be singing these harmonies, man. And it was just cool. Okay. It was just cool. And as a shorty growing up, you want to be part of that. And they telling you, you don't know nothing about that. Yeah. And then as you grow up into it, and you learn something about that, and it kind of starts to become my thing. And then my uncle was like, hey man, I would be on the crew with my granddad. My granddad had apartment buildings all over the west side of Chicago. Okay. And we would be in there because my granddad had, it was my mom, the oldest girl of 24, right? So come from a big, big family. Okay. So the young ones, we would be on the work crew, but we would be the ones just getting the screws, mixing the paint, stuff like that. Yeah. While my older uncles, they'd be putting up the drywall, putting in the toilet, but we'd always get sent to the hardware store. And so I used to be singing as I was walking. And so they used to call me and my uncle the Ace Hardware Boys. Oh, and that's how the name Ace came.
Wow.
Yeah. that's how the name Ace came, and
Wow, you
it just
hearing it
kind of
right here
stuck.
first, y'all. Y'all hearing it right here. Y'all hearing it right here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So anybody out west know the Kurtwoods? My uncle, his name was Vincent Kurtwood,
Okay.
and Vincent had a resource center on Chicago Avenue, right off of Central.
Okay.
And we used to help people find jobs, houses. I used to do the free haircuts and help people
Wow.
out with the resumes all the way back in the day, man. And just kind of coming up from there. And he the one that gave me that name when I wanted to be a singer. He was like, hey, call yourself Ace. He's like, y'all the Ace Hardware boys.
Hey man,
And
that's
it just
cold.
stuck, bro.
Hey, that's cold, man. That's some history for us, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Cause I didn't. I mean, I thought that was your name for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even lie. I thought that was your
doubt.
name for real. You
I've
know
been
what I'm
Ace a
saying?
long time.
Man, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
man.
Hey, but it fits and it stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yes, sir. All right. When you first started, what were some of your biggest challenges you faced that people usually don't talk about?
The people usually don't talk about.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably kind of being torn because my grandfather, the one that I used to always be with, he was a pastor.
Okay.
And so a lot of times, he would hear me singing the songs, the secular music, what they would call it, and he'd be like, hey, we don't sing that song. We can't sing that around because he was a pastor.
Okay. Okay.
And so it was something that I kind of had to do, on the side, sneakily, just to kind of, try and get my chops up.
Right.
And then I would sneak out and do the shows, the little talent shows here and there, thinking I could, pull some fast ones on them. But sometimes those things happen to be going on when it was a church service.
Wow.
So,
Couldn't split your time up on that.
yeah, well, my grandfather didn't really play that. My grandfather would often say, if you're not in this bus when we leave, you're going to get left and you better show up. So I found myself walking to church sometimes.
Wow.
After I go and do the deed.
Was it far? Was it far?
Kinda, but not really. When
Okay.
you're young, you don't really pay attention to distance
right.
when you're doing what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, that's a cool story right there, man. How did Chicago and also the environment you were in, how did it shape your sound and identity as an artist?
Well, Chicago is it's a very gritty place. And growing up out west, man, you see a lot that you probably shouldn't see before you should see it.
Facts.
I think I was 7 when I saw my first body. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I'm, it's like, wow, And from that point on, for a long time, man, probably from maybe 10 to 18, I didn't think I was going to see 18.
Wow.
Because all my friends was getting killed or hurt or maimed. And I thought I was just going to be, it was just a matter of time.
Right.
And so, when you think like that as a shorty, you try to enjoy the things that you enjoy. But, when 18 came, I was spooked. I ain't gonna even lie. I was spooked. Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm 18. But then, turn the page, nothing happened. I'm going through situations and I'm living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm making it.
Yeah.
And so what I did, I started to plug more into the things that I love, man. And music was top of the list, man. I started singing with the local rap cats. I was the singer for groups like Quavo and
Shout out to
Psychodrama.
Quavo. Yeah.
All, man, Crucial. You know what I'm saying? All of these cats, man, from back in the days, it was just a beautiful thing back then because it was just like any and everybody that was talented was just trying to push, do it and be it.
Man.
You know what I mean? So I was super pumped, you know what I'm saying, when Danny Boy, when he got on, I was super pumped because it let me know that, hey, why not me?
Right. Let
And
you know that
so-
you could do it too, though.
Yeah.
Because Chicago was
Yes.
getting looked at heavy back
Yes. Yo, what's up? This your man Ace Watkins taking you higher. Make sure you tune in to CRSMG Radio, all music, all the time. You've never heard radio like this before.
then. For sure.
And so I would probably say it was a point in time back in the day when I was probably one of the most overexposed artist because I was just trying to be on everything.
Really?
Yeah, and that's kind of what led me to the whole public announcement thing. Even though that was by chance, um, I mean, I would say literally the signs was there for me because I probably opened up. Like that single had came out that I think winter, and I probably opened up for him about 9 times. I knew all the songs.
Right,
You
right.
know, obviously they from Chicago. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, man, they had the whole audition and that thing happen, man. Joined the group, boom, kicked off for careers, amazing times, man. Traveling here and there across the world, you know. But now it's like, okay, I was just one of four, you know. Now it's time for me to show, you know, I'm
What you
just,
could
you
do.
know, my face,
Yes, sir.
you know.
Absolutely.
So that's where we at, man. But yeah, Chicago definitely helped shape the sound. Going through all the things that I went through, seeing the things that I did, and understanding that, hey, you got one life to live, you know, get at it.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
get at it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, because life is all about your decisions you make. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, you didn't think you was gonna make it when you turned 18, but the decisions you made sent you on a different path than, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move into your creative processes. You know what I'm saying? How do you describe your sound or style to someone that's never heard you before?
Okay. Um, I would first off say soulful, powerful, but at the same time able to be soft enough where I can wield what I like to call poor energy.
Yeah.
I like to pull people into my songs with the type of energy that I put out. So even though some of the stuff can be very strong, very powerful, when I pull them in, let them get into the actual lyrics of the song, the meat and potatoes, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from there, I like to think that if they with me, they with me at that point. You know what I mean? So that's how I would probably describe it.
Okay. Okay. What's your creative process like? Like, are you like a freestyler in the studio or do you write?
Both.
Okay.
I don't have one set way where I create because sometimes the creativity just hits you on you know, just kind of like on a whim. So there are times when I do. People send me music. I sit down. I'll write to it. You know what I'm saying? Come up with something. Maybe might even be spaced out. Some things been spaced out for a year.
Okay.
Where I might have taken a year to write a song.
Okay.
Some come in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just an emotion that I'll get, and I'm just kind of feeling it, and I'll write the lyrics, and then later on I'll get some music. Boom, it fits the emotion.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
So there's no one set process. I've written songs with a lot of people, but probably the favorite person that I've written with would be George Jackson.
Okay.
Now, I mean, people don't know George Jackson. He's a super old school guy. He wrote Down Home Blues, People to People, all those kind of songs, right?
Okay.
So I worked with him down in the studio down in, I think it was in Mississippi, or it might have been Memphis, right outside of Memphis. But anyway, George at the time was probably about 70 years old. And I asked him, I say, who's your favorite artist right now? And this man said Twister.
Really?
He said Twister.
Wow.
It took me off, it caught me way off guard. And I asked him, I said, why Twister? He said, man, that guy, you never know what he coming with, but it always makes sense. He said, it don't matter how fast he rap, it always makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And so what he did, he gave me some pearls, man, while I was with him, man. He gave me some pearls of wisdom, man. He dropped on me. He told me that it don't matter what the writing process is. He says, you'll know when you got it. And he says, a hook is nothing but an excuse to get to your B section, and your B section is nothing but an excuse to get back to your hook. He said, that is the real meat and potatoes of your song. He said, when you got those right, he said, the verses will come. And he was like, as long as they tie together like a shoelace, you're good to go. And I take that approach every time I'm writing a song. So whether I write the hook today or I'm writing verses, it's not done until I'm able to tie that hook together with the B section or just the hook to the verse. Either way.
That's cold.
When I got that, then I know I got something.
Yeah, that's cold. And for you to carry that with you, how long ago that was? You
That
told you
was a
that?
long time. That was probably in maybe 2000,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah, and
2000.
for you to carry that into your processes today, that's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. Um, and I was just about to ask you, but you kind of got into it a little bit. What inspires your lyrics the most right now? Is it pain, success, relationships, or real life?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
Again, it just kind of ties into whatever I'm feeling at the time of creation. Like if I'm sitting down with intention to actually write, then it could be something that I'm going through more than likely. I like to write from experience. It's the easiest way for the lyrics to flow, or something that I've been thinking about or pondering on. But if I hear a dope beat or somebody give me a track and it's that'll help it flow too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
either way.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, what's one song of yours that mean the most to you, and why?
I did a ballad back in 2003. Actually, two songs. I did a ballad in 2003. It was a song called "So Loved." "So Loved" was so it was so soul touching. It was a song about fathering a child that doesn't belong to you,
Okay.
and it was something that I had went through.
Okay.
And the thing was, it's like so many people when you step outside of just a song. I saw so many people in the same situation, and that song actually became a most request song on the radio station here on WGCI and V103. They supported that song really hardcore. It was a really touching song. So that's song number one, "So Love." Song number two was a song by, now rest in peace, my brother Earl
Man, rest
L.C.
in peace,
Robinson,
Earl. Man.
Papa PA.
Wow.
It was a song called "Loser Love." That was one of the first big songs I had did and recorded with Public Announcement. It was off the Don't Hold Back album, but it's called "Loser Love."
Okay.
And man, if you hear the lyrics to this song, you'll understand why it meant a lot to me. And you can favor it to losing love in a relationship, or losing love in life, or losing a child, whatever it is, you can apply it, and it's really soul touching. It's really soul stirring. You know what I mean? So those probably the two songs that I would say kind of mean the most to me.
Okay. 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 Cool. Cool. All right. We gonna get into growth and challenges. All right. What's the biggest lesson the music business has taught you so far?
I would say since the beginning, I've always had a mind or a head for the business itself, and I think that has been the most important part, is to educate myself continuously in music, whether it be the process of vocals, vocal lessons, whether it be the process and recording in the studio, writing. Those are the parts of the actual talent.
Right.
But the business part is the contracts, the knowing what's what. When you're
Right.
looking at something, can you rightly decipher what's on here? Having been in several problematic situations due to bad paperwork, you say, okay, and then you kind of take it upon yourself to push through, to learn what you're looking at, and then to learn when you need to have an attorney involved. Because the thing is, this is a business. We can all get
Absolutely.
together. We can all be creative. God, that's the talent that God gave a lot of us. But that's just one side of it.
Right.
So the
Exactly.
business side, that's the whole other side. And much gratitude for all the experiences that I've had along the way. I've had good people that have put me in good situations after being in bad situations, and learning more and more about the business as I go, and understanding that even though it's like this today, that tomorrow it could change, and you have to be able to change with it to
Exactly.
kind of stay ahead
Got
of
to
the
keep
curve.
up with the times.
Yep.
And for the record, y'all, this is the music business. Business all caps though. You know what I'm saying? Business all caps, because you have to know the business in this in when you're trying to do this everything. You know what I'm saying? You have to know the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? This your man Ace Watkins taking you higher. Make sure you tune in to CRSMG Radio, all music, all the time. You've never heard radio like this before.
Um, what's been the proudest moment in your career to date?
The proudest moment.
Yeah.
I would probably say my proudest moment was actually a moment. It was a moment when I was on stage. I was with the group at this point, and I was on stage, and we were in Japan.
Okay.
I think it was a place called Atsugi or somewhere in Japan. But on stage, and I'm singing, doing the thing you was talking about, reaching out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I see a mother and a daughter. Well, I thought they were mother, no, they favorite, but one look older, one look younger. And they singing every lyric to the song. And I'm like, wow, and in my mind, I'm like, I've never experienced that type of love where you're in a whole nother country and somebody knows every lyric to your song.
Yeah.
And, just out of gratitude, when the show was over, I went and sought them out to find them. I was going, sign something, give them some paraphernalia and everything. They didn't speak a lick of English.
Man, that's how it be. That's how it be, man.
And in my heart, I was like, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here. This is something that I had sought, my life to get to this point right here. So I would say that's one of my proudest moments, to recognize that I had achieved a dream that I had set out to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I did that. And I tell my son to this day, I got a son, right? And I tell him to this day, I said, I've been lucky to accomplish something that most people will never get to do. Most people will never get to accomplish a dream.
Yep.
And it seems like, chase your dreams, how you go. Most people will never get the opportunity to do it.
Right.
For whatever reason. So me doing that, I tell my son, if I never get to get on the stage again, I've done that. I've done that.
Yep. Man, music, listen, man, music is so powerful, man. It's like you said, they didn't know a lick of English. You know what I'm saying? But they know them songs word for word.
Yep.
Word for word, man. And that's something amazing to see. You know what I'm saying? That is literally something amazing to see, for real, because it's like, wow. Like, you made it that far to a person that can't understand what you're saying, but they learned it in your cadence and your how you saying it and everything. You feel me? Wow, man. Music is everything.
Yeah, it's powerful, man. I tell people all the time, to know life is to know music. To know music is to know life.
I'm trying to tell you.
Whether it's hip hop, R&B,
I'm trying to tell you.
life is in the lyrics.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
and the soul is in the melody. It is. That man.
All right. So, what do you think separate you from other artists in your lane? Even though ain't nobody in your lane, but I mean, just R&B. You feel me?
Well, I believe something that would separate me is the fact that, and the thing is, there are some people now that are trying to channel it. It's the something old and something new. You can never come up with a new chord progression. It can't happen. It's been done. You probably can never come up with another new lyric. It can't happen. It's been done.
Okay.
But what you can do is what nobody else can. You can bring yourself to the ball game.
Right.
So whatever emotion that you're going to tie into them lyrics, whatever emotion you're going to tie into that melody, bring that. And that's what I bring that nobody else brings. Okay. It's not to say nobody else makes good music, because it's good music out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's what I bring, and I'm just living the dream right now, just still being able to do what it is that I'm doing, having the opportunity to do it in such a way where it's being received well. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Have you ever faced a time where you thought about giving up? And then, if you did, what kept you going?
There were times when I thought about giving up. The one thing that pushed me past that point, though, I like to focus on that, because giving up is hard to do when you got a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of finance invested in stuff. It's kind of hard to do, especially when you've kind of touched part of your dream here and touched part of your dream there. You know, what's going to get you over that hurdle is that determination. You know, so yeah, it's been times I definitely feel like giving up, but the determination, the drive, the wherewithal, knowing that hey, I know where my grandfather and them came from. I know where my mom and them came from. You know, if they did that, I can do this.
Yeah.
I got people that's got my back. Even though, hey, my grandfather didn't like me singing the song, but guess what? He let me sing in church. You know, so he believed that I could do it.
Yeah.
You know, I just doing a little something a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see, where can we go? All right, let's talk about perspective. The current state of R&B music. Do you feel it is evolving or is it losing its touch?
The current state of R&B, I think it's actually coming full cycle again, to be honest with you. It had gotten to a point where I felt like it was kind of hitting a wall as far as like creativity and as far as, you know, people bringing, you know, passion. You know, you had one or two artists like that you could probably name that regularly gave you stuff. Shout out to Chris Brown, because
Yes,
Chris
sir.
Brown, he's been a picture of consistency since he hit
Yes,
the
sir.
scene.
Yes,
Love
sir.
that.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Usher, you know what I'm saying? They consistent cats, man. But they're not the norm. You know what I mean? So the state of R&B, it hit a point where you didn't have too much more creativity. You had a few, you know, females came out, did some here or there, at least here in the States. You know, I know they got a whole music scene, you know, in different countries and all that. But here in the States is where, you know, where you really get that real soul tie to the R&B scene. And it wasn't happening. But, you know, the good thing is again, it's a cycle. So now you're starting to see people. However, it has to jumpstart. I see people reaching back, and they're finding that same type of energy that was back there, and they're figuring out how to bring something from the past and how to inject themselves into it
Right.
to do something new. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was super excited when I'm listening to artists like October London,
Man.
Leon, man, just man,
They cold,
cats,
too.
and they doing it,
And they bring that
doing it.
soul too.
Yes, they bringing that soul back. I'm excited for new artists that are coming on the scene. I know Keith Sweat, he has a female artist. I'm not sure. I think she might be his niece or something. But they're man, what's her name? The Isley girl. I'm excited for it again.
Me too, man.
So I'm excited even just to be, you know, a part of that, and man, maybe hoping I can do some good things as well, bringing what I bring to the scene. So man, I'm excited about the future for R&B.
Me too, man. Me too. Because I feel it's coming back to where it should be. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I feel like, in my opinion, once upon a time, R&B artists started to wanted to be like the rappers. You feel me? And it's like they wanted to have, they had a point to prove, to feel like I'm not soft. You feel me?
Yeah.
So they, you know, started acting like rappers, and it's like the essence of R&B left with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Let's go into independent artists real quick. Do you feel like independent artists get the respect they deserve right now?
The respect that they deserve. I guess that's a two-pronged question, and I only say that because I think that independent artists get the respect that they reach out and get. Because with the independent artists, you can be as creative as you want, you can be as talented as you want, but if nobody knows that you're talented and nobody's hearing your music, then you're just a talented individual.
Right.
You're not even an artist. You're just a
Right.
talented person.
Right.
And artists make something for the world to hear, for the world to appreciate. What I do is not for me. it makes me feel good because it's a release from a talent, from my talent. But at the same time, that song is meant for others to hear, for them to enjoy.
Exactly.
So if you're an artist and you don't put your music out there and you don't take the time to network and meet people so that your music can have the biggest platform it can have, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Yo, what's up? This your man Ace Watkins taking you higher. Make sure you tune in to CRSMG Radio, all music, all the time. You've never heard radio like this before. So, as it pertains to the respect that they deserve, they have to reach out in order to, garner that respect.
Absolutely. That's a good answer, man, because a lot of artists feel like, because right now it's so easy to make music. It's like really easy, not like back in the day when we was on reel to reel. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people don't even know about that right now, But it's so easy to make music, and that's what empowers a lot of artists or people to feel like that they are artists. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And they will make the music. Well, let me just start here. They will go to YouTube and steal a beat. You feel me? They'll record over that beat, and then they will put it on a TuneCore or any DSP or wherever you listen to music, and feel like that's end all be all, and think they're gonna wake up with a record deal or a million streams or something like that.
Right.
They haven't went and talked to no DJs. They right now they feel like the DJ is not important. Right now, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why they feel that way. You know what I'm saying? They feel like the DJ not important. They feel like radio is not important. You know what I'm saying? So when you have radio and DJs in every car that's made,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't get that perspective, but it's like they don't network, they don't invest, and that's something you have to do in order to be seen and be heard, because it's a lot of people that feel like they artists when their upstairs neighbor or their next door neighbor don't even know that they are artists. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. So as far as independent artists and getting the respect they deserve, it's about the work you put in.
Agreed.
It's about the work you put in. The level of work that you put in will determine your respect. You know what I'm saying? Because, nobody really have to respect you because you walk up and say, hey, I'm an artist.
Yep.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And they can't even go off the laurels of the things you did. I mean, I've been victim to that my own self, letting the everyday, start to take over, get in and, I call it mission creep, that's, from the corporate world, mission creep, where you get off task because you got everything going on. But if this is important to you, you have to make sure to compartmentalize properly and give it the effort that it deserves.
Yes, absolutely. Just to piggyback off what I just said about the artists feeling like, social media is end all and be all. How do you think social media and streaming impact the way you approach your craft?
Well, social media, being a still novel kind of medium, it's important, but again, it's not the end all be all like a lot of people think it is. You're not gonna wake up one day after you throw your joint out on a DSP and be it ain't gonna happen.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna happen. And there's a lot of people out here, you have to understand what these people are doing. They're marketing to you. They're selling you. And if like I know, people want to sell you a dream.
Yes.
They want to sell you a dream. They want to sell you the end result of all of the effort that's required and tell you, I can give you this for $19.99.
Right.
It don't work like that.
Exactly.
It don't work like that. You got to put the work in. Ain't no shortcuts. You got to get out with the DJs. You got to go ahead and invest in yourself. Make sure you got the proper paperwork. Even if it's done online, you need your EPK, you need your DJ pack. You need to be able to network with DJs, find out where they're going to be. How can you support them in their endeavors? Because nobody has done anything worth merit by themselves. It takes a team.
Yep.
So as an artist, especially on the independent side, it's very important that you build your network, build your circle, build your brand, because that's how you're gonna get to that end result that somebody else is trying to sell you for that $19.99.
Exactly.
Outside of that, it ain't gonna happen.
Promise you. I promise you it's not. Oh my God. All right. We gonna get into a few rapid fire questions real quick.
For sure.
If you could collab with any artist, dead or alive, who and why?
Ooh. If I can collab with any artist, it would probably be. I like Brian McKnight.
Okay.
Always been a vibe for me. To do a collab with him would be super dope. I would also like to do a collab with a little known artist. Well, he was back in the day, named Glenn Lewis. Glenn Lewis, he sounded a lot like Stevie Wonder. A lot of people don't know that, but that's why I would want to collab with him.
Okay.
Because he just had a little something extra that Stevie didn't have. And when I say that, I don't say that disrespectfully at all. I love Stevie. I love Stevie. But Glenn Lewis had a little something that was just extra.
Okay.
And I don't think he received enough credit for it. So that's why I would love to do something with him as well.
Okay. What's one song you wish you had made?
I've never been asked that before. That's a good one. A song I wish I'd made.
Like you could be somewhere, anywhere in the world, and it come on, and you be like, damn, I wish that was my joint. Like I wish this was my shit.
Donny Hathaway this Christmas.
Okay, all right, that's a good one too. Because I'll tell you that lasts a lifetime right there.
Yeah, I love Donny.
Oh
That
my
one
God.
right there.
Man, that's gonna last a lifetime for sure. All right, what do you prefer? What's the best, studio or stage?
I'm a studio rat.
Okay.
I like to be creative, and I love all the little things that you can do in the studio. So probably studio.
Okay. All right. What's your pre-show ritual or studio must-have?
I would say my pre-show ritual is always pray. I always say a prayer first. I'm always drinking my hot tea. I switched from hot teas actually. Now I do those medicine balls.
Okay.
The medicine ball, Starbucks. They bring you back to life.
Okay.
And so when you're on the road, that's definitely something you need. So
Okay.
having one of them, doing my little vocal calisthenics, saying my prayer, that's about it.
Okay. All right. Bet. If music wasn't in the picture, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Finance.
Okay. Finance. So when you say finance, is that anything in finance, or is it a specific?
Probably anything in finance.
Okay.
From mortgages to insurance to investments to any of that.
Okay.
Anything that falls in that realm of finance, I would probably be doing.
Okay, cool. All right, we got about 3 more questions.
Okay.
So this is like the future. You know what I'm saying? Future messages. All right, so what's next for you? Is it like any new projects, collabs, or tours?
Yes. Right now, we got the song Higher Loaded. We have another song, What Love's About. We played that a bit as well. And that got a lot of great reception as well. So we're gonna put together the full project. Once that's done, we plan on doing some touring.
Okay.
We're excited about that, to be touring, because it would be something different for me doing that just for my own self on my own accord. Done it years ago in the past, but it's a little different now with the advent of the internet. Making everything seems to be bigger. And,
Yeah.
So just excited about that. And just meeting new people. The thing is, also with the internet, you realize that the world is a big place. I mean, it's one thing getting to tour with my group, but understanding that I have fans who individually like me from being a part of the group and like me for the music that I bring outside the group. It's amazing the love that you actually get. A lot of times it won't be the people that live around you that give you a lot of love.
Exactly.
I mean, that's cool. They appreciate it too. But sometimes it's the proximity that for some strange reason, the appreciation is less if they closer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
no disrespect
Nah, that's historic
to
though.
close ones, but
Yeah,
I'm finding that out more so
yeah,
because you have people reaching out from all over the world.
yeah.
Yo, what's up? This your man Ace Watkins taking you higher. Make sure you tune in to CRSMG Radio, all music, all the time. You've never heard radio like this before.
You also got to know this though. Like friends, close friends, family, things like that is not our target audience anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we mentally feel that you supposed to support me because you my homie, you know what I'm saying, or you my cousin, or So this is just the mentality we have, but at the same time, they are not our. Again, no disrespect again, but they are not our target audience
I think
for
we just
when we
look for
doing
the,
things.
we just look for that validation.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we're looking
Yeah.
for. But the thing is we are who we are, no matter what. So
Yeah, yeah,
and
absolutely.
understanding that for me at least, it helps me to process a little better. Understanding that.
So, what do you want people to feel or take away when they hear you? When they hear Ace Watkins, what do you want them to take away?
I want them to feel like they had an experience. Okay. When you listen to an Ace Watkins record, I want you to feel like you were right there in it with me.
Okay.
If this song reaches you, it was from my heart. Hopefully it's reaching your heart. And if it's reaching your heart, you was right there with me. And you're going to remember me when you hear the song. Oh, that's Ace. That's Ace. Oh, I went through that. And then be able to not only just receive that, but to go off and impart that. Because it's a message in the music all the time.
Absolutely.
So to be able to receive that and then impart that, I want to give a good message, whether it's something about, love giving, love making, love taking, whatever it is. The essence of R&B is always about love. So I just want to make sure that I'm imparting that to you.
Okay. Last question. What legacy do you want to leave behind in this music game?
For me, legacy means a little something different, probably the most, because I don't think legacy is something that you leave. I think legacy is something that you build upon and continue to build upon, and you bring others to build upon. It's not something that you leave. It's something that you're a part of. So my legacy is being able to build upon what I've learned from my grandparents, my father, my daddy's records, and building upon that. Not public announcement, building up on that and bringing somebody else along the way. That's so important with legacy because, see, if you're not bringing anybody else along the way, then you're not building. You're just doing something. And legacy is always about the building. It's not finished upon your demise.
Right.
Legacy is, okay, who did you bring along the way? And what are they adding to this legacy? If you ain't brought nobody along the way, you're not legacy building.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm looking to do. So I'm always looking for the next. Or, oh, can I partner with this person? Can we build something together? Can we build something together to be a part of something bigger and better? The biggest legacy that I see right now that's out there, a lot of people don't even talk about it, and it's not quite disjointed, but it's still there. You see what D'Angelo did when he did the Black Men United, the You Will Know. All those artists that was on that song, how many of them still active today? Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them. And see, that was a legacy from that time period that I'm grateful to say I'm kind of a part of that legacy myself. So legacy is not just mine,
Right.
yours. It's something that we continuously to build upon. So it's a musical legacy, a legacy of music. So it's not something that I just, willy-nilly think about. I think big as it pertains to legacy.
Okay, and there you have it, man. Let everybody know when Higher drop, you know what I'm saying, and where they can find you at all your social media and everything, man.
11/7. So in about a week's time, y'all can go check out Higher. You might find some snippets floating around online out there right now, but 11/7 is the official release date. Y'all go cop that on all streaming platforms. Y'all can check me out, The Ace Watkins, on most social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Stop by, say hi. I wave back. I will get back at you. If y'all looking to book some shows, y'all want a wedding singer, whatever the case may be, I'm your guy. Reach out and say hi.
Absolutely. Man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. It was an honor, man, and a privilege to have this conversation, man.
No doubt,
You
bro.
know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
you asking, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
nice to be asked, bro.
Man,
Nice to be
man,
asked.
I know how it is, man, for sure. And that's gonna do it for this episode of Conversations with QBall, y'all. Make sure y'all right here for the next one. But before we leave, also make sure you hit me up on Instagram at I am DJ QBall, all right? On all social media. I am DJ QBall, all right? Y'all be peaceful out there, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.